Shalom, Bokweto, Shalom. Giving honor and praise unto the Creator and the Maker of heaven and earth. My name is Yeshaya Yisrael of the tribe of Dan of the nation of Israel. This particular class, this particular presentation in regards to biblical Hebrew is being presented today, May 5th, 2019. We want to continue after a 2-week hiatus with everything else that was going on in regards to the traveling, in regards with Cog Matzo, and so forth and so on. All right. So, without any further ado, brothers and sisters, Hebrew Biblical Class, Exodus chapter 20, verse 1 explained. All right. Next slide. Exodus chapter 20, verse 1. And God spoke all these words, saying, the Hebrew says, Wahidaber Elohim. Wahidaber Elohim ekal hadbarim ha'ele lemor. Now, what we want to do with this, brothers and sisters, is explain what the Hebrew words are in this particular case for edification purposes. Okay? So let's go on, if we will, to the next slide. The word you see here, Wahidaber. Now, the reason why I left the PowerPoint looking a certain way is so that way we can see how it's going to look as we expound upon this particular aspect. This first one that you see here, is the letter Waw. The letter Waw makes the W sound. This vowel underneath it, brothers and sisters, is called the Patak. This letter you see next to it is called a Yod. And with the Yod, you have a Shawah there. And as we already explained from Hebrew lesson number 4, as well as in Hebrew lesson number 7, also on this channel, brothers and sisters, you will see that the shawah here joins it with the sound that's previous to it. All right. So just want that to be explained in that particular aspect. All right. Next, we have the letter Dalet, also like the Waw, having a patak with it. So Wah, then you have Da. Okay. And then the bait that we see here making its B sound with the Zere with it, making the sound. Sound. So Wah Daber and this Rish there. So, brothers and sisters, one of the reasons why on this particular channel I don't promote parsing solely, brothers and sisters, is because with that you would say wow, patak, yo, shawa, dalit patak. That's not how people talk. So what we want to do is get into the aspect essentially of speaking, and then once you become a speaker, your knowledge of Hebrew will grow. All right, so now we have the Yod there, as we see right here, right? And with that aspect there with the Shawah and the Waw previous to it that has the Patak, you join that together, brothers and sisters. So now by joining that together, you have it to where it's Y, right? Now, brothers and sisters, this particular Yod that we see right here, that shows it to be the masculine singular. MS then in masculine singular, okay, within the aspect of the present tense, pardon me, and the aspect of the future tense, okay? Now, the actual verb is what we're going to circle right here, all right? The actual root of the verb, we're going to circle right here, and that's the word daber. The word daber, as we already have known and gone over, is the Hebrew word meaning to speak, all right? So, why daber? Now, this, as we've been pointing out, we want to put FT, brother sister, stands for future tense. All right. So that way we can begin to know what we're talking about for edification purposes. So now you have the while serving as a prefix. That makes it and. In Hebrew, words such as and the man, and the girl, and the wall. The word and in Hebrew being wa or we is joined and attached to the word that it's speaking of. Okay? So this is something we want to point out in that particular regard. Let's go on, if you will, and explain this a little further, color coded, if you will. Right? Speak. Speak. So wahdaber means what, brothers and sisters? And he spoke. Now, as we've been going over in times past in regards to the wild consecutive, right? You have it to where the future tense, yedaber, is now set in this past tense. So this is how we know that when it speaks of the Most High, it's speaking in the aspect of what? Masculine, singular. Okay, next slide. Next, brothers and sisters, all right, we have here the word Elohim, all right? The word Elohim, all right, we've gone over in other presentations, but in a nutshell, the word Elohim means God, okay? Now, we've already explained in previous times about the aspect of the eam and the plural and so forth and so on. Nonetheless, we want to sit there and give a little bit insight in that particular regard. The eam here, brothers and sisters, that we're going to see highlighted, all right? All right. This does not, brothers and sisters, denote the plural of it. It denotes, brothers and sisters, the immensity of it. All right. So we can gain understanding of what we're talking about. Now, when you look back at where we were at here, this yod that we see right here now highlighted, all right, this shows it to be in the masculine singular as we see here, MS. So the noun Elohim, brothers and sisters, is shown there when conjugated within the verb aspect. It's shown as masculine singular, not masculine plural. So it says Elohim, not, pardon me, it says Wahidaber Elohim, not Wahidabru Elohim. So this is how we know what we're talking about for edification purposes. All right. So the Hebrew word Elohim, it comes, brothers and sisters, in root. All right. From the Hebrew root word ayil. And that word right there means to be mighty or to have power. All right. So these are things, brothers and sisters, we want to point out and show for edification purposes. Okay. Next slide, please. The word et. Now, the word et that we see here, brothers and sisters, is used in front of what you refer to as the definite article. Now, we've explained this before, but definite article is something like Zakor et Yom HaShabbat. Remember the Sabbath day is something that's definite. It's not just something that's just out there. It's talking about a specific thing. So this is something we want to point out in that particular regard. All right. Et. It also, brothers and sisters, means the word with. And brothers and sisters, you deal with this when you're dealing with names. All right. So if I were to sit there and say, Wagam et Rachel, and also Rachel, Wagam et Eleazar and Eleazar. So when you're speaking and you're mentioning people's names, you use the word et, brothers and sisters, to denote what you're talking about. All right. So this is something we want to point out for edification purposes. Next slide, please. Kol hadbarim, which means what? All the words. All the words. That's what that means literally. The word kol or kal, all right, means all. And as we explained before, you have here, we want to point this out with the highlighter, pardon me, with the laser pointer. All right. Hey and Dalit. That part. And then you have the Dalit with the Shawah. So what happened in that particular case, brothers and sisters, is that it's joined. Had. And then you continue reading on. All right, for edification purposes. The next thing, brothers and sisters, regarding this particular matter right here, Debarim means words, and it also means the word things. The word Debarim also means things. All right. So we can begin to see what we're talking about for edification purposes. Okay. For the few, all right, LOL, who's in attendance, are there any questions? Yes, I'm taking advantage of the time before I got to make a move today with the little one to get a class online because we want to keep the channel consistent. All right. Any questions? Okay. Next slide. Hadbarim ha'ele, which means these words. So, brothers and sisters, what's happening essentially is this. This hay that we see here highlighted in the yellow, and this here hay that we see highlighted here in the yellow. If you were to drop each of these hay letter offs, you would get the words debarim ele. The word ele, all right, literally means these. And as we pointed out, ah, the word debarim means words. So now, when we have the prefixes with the letter hey here and the letter hey here, this serves as a prefix in each of those particular cases. So now, ele debarim would mean these are words. But to just sit there and say hadbarim ha'ele means these words. All right. So if there's any questions concerning that, please let me know. Next slide. The word lemor, it comes from the root word amar, which means say. Amor means say, or amorti would mean I said. All right? Lemor. This lamed serves as a prefix. Lemor means to say. Lemor also means singing. All right? So this is not the present tense singing. All right? This is saying, and God spoke all these words saying, I went over there singing. We went over there saying. They were singing. That's how that goes in that particular case. All right? So, brothers and sisters, in concluding this particular case in this particular aspect, we want to address a matter in respect regarding the classes in the Hebrew. Giving honor and praise unto the Most High. I began to teach Hebrew at the age of 18 years old. I am now 39 years old. And yes, still learning, brothers and sisters. I appreciate the fact that people do share the videos, and I know it's shared because when I get the analytics, as far as YouTube is concerned, it shows you what happened at one particular time and how long somebody watched the video and what demographic between male and female and all of that is able to be gleaned when you already have a channel. You can see what happened in that particular case. So we're going to continue in a particular aspect of the Hebrew classes as was done. My contact info, 908-587-4841 for those who are interested. All right, reach out. Shalom. You know there is a Hebrew book available. Hebrew is easy on lulu.com for those who are interested. All right, Most High continue to bless you all. Shalom.